Hello everyone. On this video we are going to talk about the recipient areas in hair transplantation in detail. When we first detect the recipient area, it's very important to examine if the hair loss continue or not, patient's age and hairline expectation, if the capacity of donor is enough for the recipient area, hair thickness and size of the recipient area. Today we are going to answer all your questions while doing our current patient's consultation. This patient in his 40s and he has hair loss on front and crown areas. We have already examined his donor capacity and its sufficiency for this operation. He has 5.5 middle hair thickness. Firstly, we are going to detect if the hair loss continue. On front area, we can see that color change has started around the weak hair follicles. The connection between scalp skin and hair roots is not strong anymore. In these areas, the possibility of future hair loss can be seen clearly. On the middle areas, even the hair looks thin, the hair roots look strong, and most probably he will not need another hair transplantation for this area in the future. Firstly, we draw a draft hairline to measure the recipient area and show our patient how it will look after the operation. Before starting the operation, we are going to draw the hairline more symmetrically. When we draw the first hairline, the front line looks further than the temples, and hair loss on the temples looks more obvious. This causes an unsymmetrical and unnatural looking. This is why we include the temples on operational plan as well. We will talk about hairline details on next video. Right now, we will talk about the operational plan. Temporal areas have high risk for the hair transplantation, especially if the patient has thick and dark hair follicles. It may cause an unnatural look. This is why we should be very careful. This patient has middle hair thickness, so it will not be a problem for this case. The recipient area is ready, and now we are going to make it into geometric shapes and measure it as centimeter square. We have been developing a system which makes these measurements in 3D scan, and soon we are going to use it. Especially on front area, the density of hair is very important to receive a natural look. We should decide the graft numbers that we plant per centimeter square by considering patient hair thickness, the proportion of multiple and single grafts. In this case, we are going to use 46 grafts per square centimeter. Considering this patient's hair thickness and multiple grafts number, we have around 33 centimeter square recipient area on front. It makes 1500 grafts. On temporal areas, we have 24 centimeter square implantation area. On front around 35, and on back around 44-45 grafts will be used. Let's say 40 grafts will be used average, then it makes around 1000 grafts here. On front and middle area, we have 28 centimeter square, but we have detect healthy hair follicles here as well. We are going to use 40 graft per centimeter square here, which makes 1100 here. In total, for the front area, we will implant 3600 grafts. On crown, we have 64 centimeter implantation area. Considering the maximum number of grafts which can be extracted from the donor area in one operation, we can implant here maximum 20 grafts per centimeter square, and it makes 1200 grafts. This operation is planned with 4800 grafts. We consider our patient's expectations, of course, but for one session we prefer to keep the operational number around 4,500, which is also a quite high number. I believe the success rate is higher in the operation when the graft number is not high and divide into sessions. When considering the patient's time and travel limitation works and their psychology after repeat operations, unfortunately sometimes it's not possible to divide operation into different sessions. That's why around 4,500 to 5,000 graft number are taken in one operation. The extraction should be performed very careful in these cases to prevent donor area from any operational damage. We will inform you about extraction techniques or harvesting, preserving donor area on our next video. I hope we could answer most of your questions about hair analysis and operational planning. See you on next video. Goodbye.